Next, we're going to talk about Jordan Clarkson, a guy who could potentially get traded in the Danny Ainge frenzy. Danny Ainge loads him up in the trade magnum and shoots him off into the sun. Where does he end up?
This has been Strictly Ball Business.
Strictly ball business.
Strictly ball business.
I like that video.
Shit.
I mean, my first guess is which I think is the most probable, is the New York Knicks. I think they've made it clear they have some young talent that they're okay with dropping off. I think for a guy, a 6 man of the year type guy, a guy who would fit very well into their offense, in which they need that boost to offense, I think they're more than willing to give up Obi Toppin, Cam Reddish, and a second round pick for Jordan Clarkson. I think that they'd really throw that in. I think the Jazz, they're like, come on, give us young talent. I think there's still a lot in Cam Reddish and Obi Toppin that you can pull out. I mean, I don't think Obi Toppin's going to be a great player. I think he can I think his peak now is like maybe an Aaron Gordon. I think that's certainly possible in his wheelhouse. He just hasn't had the development time for that. And Cam Reddish, I think, will be a solid defender, 3-and-D type guy. And then a second round pick. Danny Ainge loves picks.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty good trade, and the Knicks would make a lot of sense. They need scorers, and they need someone off the bench who can do it, or they can step up into the starting unit when somebody gets hurt too. Oh yeah, especially he'll get plenty of minutes there, 8-man rotation. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thibodeau will kill him. It'll be great. He'll be so happy.
He will murder him.
And when J-Cap tries to square up, the rest of Madison Square Garden will also square up. It'll be perfect.
Yeah, jeez. He's always a clown for that.
Oh, yeah. 100%. They'd love that. But I got another one. It's actually we always talk about the Bulls trading people away, but maybe this is like, let's pull in a guy, cover up for Alonzo Ball and they bring in a Jordan Clarkson. What they would have to give up, I have Alex Caruso and Kobe White. Now, it's a little less than what they would think. They get a decent point guard, not a decent point guard, but some more potential guy, another guy who just hasn't been that developed and had not much playing time with the Bulls, and that we'd like to see more of. Might as well take it. They get a defender who's having a down defensive year and shooting year, but he's coming off injury. Maybe Alex Caruso means something. I mean, Jordan Clarkson, I think he's on an expiring contract. 2 years. 2-year contract. So, yeah, maybe they'd have to throw in an extra pick or so, but what do you think of that one?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be interesting to see the Bulls be buyers in this case. I don't really see that like turning their season around too much, but certainly think he could add more to their team from what they're currently getting. So why not?
Oh yeah. I got one more. Do you have any you have any ideas of landing spots for me?
I got the Miami Heat as a possibility. I think they need some more scoring. They've been
definitely
kind of giving Tyler Hero more of that starting position. We're going to talk later about something, what can the Heat do? And I think this is something that they could do to help them out. And they're a clear team that should be buying, especially for guys who can handle the ball and can make their own shot.
Yeah, and I imagine Duncan Robinson would be in that trade, and I think it would be good for Duncan Robinson to get to a new place. He started off fine. He was a knockdown shooter, and now he's kind of fallen off. Maybe in Utah he can turn that around. Plus, he's a white guy, so Utah would love him. They love their white guys.
You're right. I think he would actually turn around in Utah. He just kind of needs a new situation. I think with 3-point shooting especially, it might just be a mental thing and needs to get somewhere. Maybe it's a little quieter. I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like with the Heat, they're tired of him. He's not going to get the minutes there anymore. He's not going to be able to shoot his way out of this. Like those opportunities are gone ultimately.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have another team? Otherwise, I can go into my last one.
My last one, I wasn't like super sure of it, but I thought the Nets maybe. I thought like, yeah, the Nets would be buyers, and they certainly would love to have a guy who can make his own shot. I don't know if there's a realistic trade that can make that happen. If you're giving away Joe Harris somehow to make it happen with some picks. But think he would be a really stabilized scorer for that offense.
Yeah, it could be Joe Harris. J-Cap only makes $13 million a year, so that's also an easy one to just take like 3 small size contracts and toss them together in a trade. Yeah, I think he would fit well there. Just as I see more as a Kyrie backup, Kyrie off the floor. They toss him in there for some extra offense. They do have a lot of offense. I don't think that's the trade the Nets should be making. I think they should be looking into getting a little more defensive specialists. I think they're fine on offense in that vein, but maybe they want more shooting around Simmons. You know, that's always out there. That's always a possibility, and they could always it could only improve them, depending upon which guys they throw in. So that's certainly a possibility. But my last one is the Raptors. We see them struggle a lot with offense this year. They got a lot going on for them, but they also got a lot going against them. So I have them training Chris Boucher, Precious Achua, and Malachi Flynn for Rudy Gay and Jordan Clarkson. So it's a bigger package, but they do get some guys. Chris Boucher has shown some promise. Precious Achua, I really see as the main point for them. They need a decent big man. They need a center. They can't be rocking Kelly Olynyk all the time. I mean, he's not going to take your franchise anywhere. And Precious Achua has bounced around to from the Heat to the Raptors, and he's shown a lot of promise. Just has never been fit into the lineups because he doesn't shoot. So maybe this is a chance next to Lauri Markkanen, Colin Sexton, Mike Conley. Maybe this is the place where he finally gets those minutes as a starting center.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think Kelly Olynyk has been a fine player for them, but he doesn't need to be a starter long term. So they could certainly bring in other options and see what happens there. But right now, Olynyk might be better than Boucher.
Bullshit. Yeah, I think Olynyk is better, but my point is Olynyk's not going to get any better. And as a rebuilding team, you want guys that you can develop and turn into better players than they are now. And Olynyk's this is his peak. I mean, I think he can only come down from here. And plus, you can get some more for Olynyk where you can send him out. Plus, he's just a dirty guy. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Kelly.
You just want to get rid of the ugly goatee.
The ugly, yeah. It was. It's fine. I guess Canadians, whatever. What can I say?
Is he Canadian?
Yeah, he is.
That's an excuse for being weird.
Sure. But that's our trades. Where do you guys think Jordan Clarkson's going to end? Is he going to be on YouTube? Be on Utah by the end of the trade deadline? You guys comment that below. How about you let us know? The Heat.
YouTube star.
He will be. YouTube star. He's going to be on our podcast. Come join our podcast, man. Fuck the NBA. We talk about the NBA. It's great stuff. All right.
That's a wrap for us, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. We love talking about basketball, and you love listening to us. So it's a match made in heaven, I think.